Right now, you're getting a rare inside look at the future of parking. This is one of the largest automated parking systems in the world, and right now we're getting a perspective that no one ever gets to see. This is a world ruled by robots, lasers, and guidance systems.
13 stories high, 411 spots.
It's cutting-edge parking, completely automated, and there are no humans allowed up here. It's all going on inside this 48-story residential condominium called Brickell House in Miami. The building's futuristic garage tech is known as an AGV parking system. AGVs are these guys, short for Automated Guided Vehicles. The company behind the smart Robo-Parkers is PARKPLUS. This is how it all starts. We are in Miami in a 488 Spider Ferrari, here to check out one of the largest automated parking systems in the world. The door opens up automatically. We pull in. We've rigged the Ferrari with a few cameras so you can see it from lots of different angles. There's a sign up there to tell me what to do here. It says drive forward, place the vehicle in park, activate parking brake, turn off the vehicle, fold in mirrors, and proceed to kiosk. They're letting us actually go in through the system while we sit in the Ferrari. This is a part of the system that you would never see because you wouldn't be in the car when this is happening. This is actually the first time they've ever let a crew stay inside the car and film. We're going to obviously stay put in the car to stay as safe as possible, but we're now entering the automated parking system. This is crazy. Can you see up? Wow. So there's robots underneath the car right now that have slid us to this position, and now we're taking the elevator up. That's 1 floor, 2 floors, 3 floors. We have no idea where we're gonna land. I think that's a robot going under the car right now, and I'm guessing we're gonna slide that way.
Dude, it feels like we're at Disneyland on one of those attractions that you're about to get the drop. You're like,
exactly.
Oh, shit.
So a robot just slid us off of the elevator and dropped the plate here. Another robot just slid across the floor, went under the plate, and now the 2 robots that run the floor are in control here, and the car will now be taken to its resting spot, because right now, oh God, we're spinning around. If we didn't move from here, we'd be blocking the elevator. So right now the car is being spun around because whenever you come to retrieve your car, the car is always in a position that you can just drive straight out. So that 180-degree turn is important for how the car will be delivered to us when we go to retrieve it.
You normally don't experience a car going sideways.
That was strange.
Yeah.
This is a more than $200,000 car, so we hope that the robot knows not to scratch it. So that last motion was a robot dropping the panel here and leaving the car in this position. These robots have one job: precision parking. They're small enough to slide right under your ride and powerful enough to whisk your wheels away. This is insane. How much it costs and exactly how it all works is next. It would be hard to find someone who knows this robo-parking system better than the president of PARKPLUS Florida, Peter Manis. The kiosk is intuitive, and the system of like pulling the car onto the plate is all pretty straightforward and simple, and you're reading and getting direction from that sign. But there's stuff in here that you know you don't engage with, and I don't necessarily understand. Like, what are these? These are cameras, or what are they?
They're lasers.
And they're doing what?
So they're measuring vehicles. So for example, the lasers on this wall, they're measuring for length on this side of the tray.
And then what do these guys do?
These are measuring heights.
So all the blue and yellow systems are lasers that are they like shooting a plane over the car to see if it's being obstructed?
Yes. So these lasers will be shooting a horizontal plane. These lasers are shooting a vertical plane. And then we've got lasers in the ceiling measuring width. Those are also shooting vertical planes.
So it's creating a laser box around the car, so it knows when it puts it in the system it ain't gonna rub up against anything.
Right, absolutely.
And then this is for what?
Those are cameras. They're CCTV. So we have cameras as the cars come in, just viewpoint coming in, a viewpoint from other angles. We've also got some cameras that actually can read license plates.
How does it know that I've left the car or that I haven't left a bag of groceries here?
So at the corners, we have one laser in that far corner and one laser in this corner. Those are looking for man detection, we call them, or object detection. So once everybody leaves the loading bay, and then they go and scan the fob,
Yeah.
those lasers will pick up if there's an object that's not supposed to be there.
We're going to go into the depths of automated parking.
This is the depth of
here.
automated parking. So if you were to peek under here, there is a platform, which is a scissor lift.
Can we go in?
Yeah, we can. Grab from here
Yep.
and place your feet on this, and then grab from here. Same thing on the way up.
I feel like we're getting a workout in already. And this obviously is a part of the garage that users do not see.
They don't see this.
This is VIP access. So what are we looking at here?
So here we have 3 trays happen to be preloaded.
This is actually the tray that you would park your car on.
Correct.
So these would rise up and they would be in essence, they would be the floor that you would park on when you pulled into the system.
Correct. So as the vehicle comes in, the vehicle would drive on top of this particular tray.
Yep.
And then as the robot comes in underneath it, it would lift the tray and the vehicle together, take it out to the garage on the elevator.
So if it was busier at that time and more cars were going into the system, these trays would be disappearing into
Yes.
the system and then you run out of trays.
Correct.
Are robots actually bringing trays back here?
Yeah, we move them in stacks of 4 since that's the capacity.
What is this thing?
This is the motor that powers the chain to go up and down.
So what kind of weight is it doing? Because we're not talking cars yet at this point. How much weight is this thing?
So if 4 trays are on it, you're looking at about 8,000 pounds, plus the weight of this platform.
So
and
that empty tray with no car on it is 2,000 pounds?
Yes, yeah.
Wow. And then it looks like we got
Right.
actual Wi-Fi here.
Right, there is an internal network that runs everything. So the robots are running on Wi-Fi. We have these systems running on Wi-Fi. So it's just repeating and giving the signal. These are access points.
So we're basically in the heart of the parking system now on floor 9.
Floor 9.
And how many floors were there?
13.
This is at the heart of the technology in this system.
Correct.
This is the AGV, and this is an AGV parking system.
Yes.
And how is it powered?
Batteries.
Batteries.
You see these are inductive charging plates on the side.
So this is how you recharge this?
Yes, so every floor has 2 charging stations. Behind you is one of them.
Oh, that's it right there.
That's it. And what will happen, the AGV will go close to it and charge over the air. Doesn't actually touch it.
How close does it have to get?
Within an inch or so.
And then the
electricity passes over the air very fast.
And there's no tracks in the garage. There's actually no tracks anywhere. So these are free, sort of freewheeling around. How do they know where they are in the system?
So they have data points, a mapping built into them based on the layout of the floors and what their jobs are. And then these data points physically are these barcodes on the floor.
So there's like a supermarket scanner underneath them that's barcode reading the codes here?
Right, there's a few scanners and it's reading the codes as they go by.
Because of the precision here, you guys can probably get cars a lot closer than a regular old school parking garage.
Absolutely.
Because typically people aren't getting in and out of the car, right? There's no human involved, so you don't need to open the doors.
Right, no humans, no interaction, so cars are right next to each other.
How close
and
can
also,
you get them?
2 inches.
2 inches apart?
2 inches. And also in places where, because there's no U-turns or radiuses, whatever, behind columns, in places where normally you couldn't access. You don't have different drive aisles, so you keep it very dense.
And the robots don't scratch cars?
No, don't scratch cars.
So if I wanted to tip somebody, I would tip this guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you compare this to a standard parking garage with ramps that cars are going around, do you have any idea how much better this maximizes space?
I think it's 3 times better. You don't have the driving ramp, you don't have turning, and you don't have two different lanes, and you can squeeze them right next to each other.
Yeah. Fascinating. So Peter, at CNBC, we like to crunch numbers on things. Can you give us a sense of how much a parking spot costs here when when you go to your client and you say, this is the project, how much do you tell them per parking spot?
Sure, it depends on the building. The range is generally $20,000, $80,000 a spot.
20,000 to 80,000.
Correct.
And why is that range so wide?
If there's a performance criteria needs to be met, then they may need more garages, they may need more elevators, and they may need more robots. Depending on what the building's needs are, how the building is laid out,
right,
what exact kind of system they need, All those things factor, and the range is very big.
So you're talking about sort of the speed with which the building expects for cars to come out, and the more bays you have, obviously, the faster cars could come out.
Correct.
Or if you had one bay, it would potentially be bottlenecking 5, less so.
Right. The biggest bottleneck in any of these systems, in any garage, is the number of bays you've got.
Right.
The more the merrier, always.
So the more bays, the closer to 80 grand you're going to get. The fewer bays, the closer to 20 grand you'll get.
Theoretically, it all depends as how many robots you have inside and how many lifts. Everything plays a factor. It's really hard. They can vary quite a bit.
If you're looking for the turbo booster automated parking, you're going to be in the high end range, and if you're cool with like slow-mo parking, you're going to be at the lower end. I know that you're not going to tell me how much the Brickell House paid for it, but at the range of 20 to 80 grand, 411 parking spots, we're talking between $8 million and $32 million for a system like this here, of this size.
Depending on the building and what it is.
Yeah.
It's definitely within that range for sure.
This building has a really interesting relationship with automated parking systems. It's well documented and heavily reported that the first system was a total failure. The building's previous parking system was built by another company. When it failed, PARKPLUS was hired to install this new system to replace it. What kind of reassurance do you afford the building to have a sense that, hey, this is going to work? Is there something that you demonstrate to them before you hand it over?
So in this particular building, we had our own internal test, and then they hired a third-party consultant to oversee and do their own evaluation as well.
So what does a test look like, a parking test?
So the parking test would have, picture this driveway was filled with 15 cars.
Yeah.
We'd have 5 drivers, and they would get in the car, park it. When the door closes and it's green again, bring the next car, park it. When it's green again, bring the next car until there's no more cars left. And then when they're all upstairs and parked, they would go to the hallway, take the 15 fobs, scan them consecutively. We'd have a queue of 15 cars, and then they'd be coming here. As the door opens, they get the car out. As the door opens to the next one, get the car out. As the door opens to the next one, get the car out. And then they would turn the cars around and do the same thing, repeatedly for 40 hours.
So 40 hours straight, 15 in, 15 out, 15 in, 15 out.
15 in, 15 out.
And the system doesn't get a break or a breath.
No break, no breath. If we get an error, then the clock goes back to 0.
And you have to do it until you can demonstrate that the system can function at that crazy capacity,
right. 40
hours straight, and 0.
If it can go 40 hours straight, nonstop, with 0 errors, then we're confident it'll do whatever it needs to do.
All right, we're gonna test the retrieval system and we'll time it. We'll see how long it takes for the Ferrari to come through the PARKPLUS system and end up in the bay. So we're gonna hit retrieve. We scan the key fob here. There's the Ferrari 488 Spider. Bring me my car. Peter's rough estimate, it will take about 3 minutes for the robots to get this done. It's already 15% complete and we are 25 seconds in. So we'll head outside and see what's happening. Bay 2. The Ferrari should pop out of here. We're at 1 minute, 15 seconds. That's around 2 minutes and 45 seconds so far. And we're at the 3-minute mark. What if the Ferrari comes out and it's like a Honda? Drum roll. 3 minutes, 48 seconds. So the system didn't quite hit that 3-minute mark, but the Ferrari lands without a scratch. And it came out facing forward. I'm the worst parker ever, so the fact that I don't have to put this car in reverse is a good thing. And for the record, the PARKPLUS robots are way better drivers than I am. If I could figure out how to turn the car on, that'd be great. I don't even know how to put it in drive.